Well, hello everybody. As we know, when we have a homestead, most people in the homesteading community are, quote, frugal people, but they're also responsible and smart people. All right, we are no exception, though we do totally forthcoming with this, that we are not experts and that we are always learning. So keep that in mind. And what I'm going to share with you today is something that I learned probably about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and I'm going to bring it to you because I think it will save you guys a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of frustration, honestly, at the end of the day. So, quick backstory. I got my 2007 Tundra that we talked to you guys about, really, as these days it's my daily driver. It's my only vehicle. And on top of that, I got it to make these trips to Kentucky. So, important vehicle for us, obviously. So I need it to run in tip-top shape. I don't like to be under the car all the time. I like it to be running. I like it to be reliable. And I like it just to be, able to be a daily driver. Something that I don't have to worry about it, breaking as I'm, driving it every day. So with that said, this was something that came up in a Facebook group, a Toyota Tundra Nation page. And it was something that came up, and it was about oil. Now, generally, before this, the oil, I didn't care. I bought Amazon oil, Walmart oil. I don't really have anything negative to say, per se, about them. But I was really, really picky on my oil filters because if you buy the cheapies, most of the time, honestly, I don't know a local shop that uses anything other than Fram, except for the dealership, or if you ask them. And if you ask them, they will upcharge you. I do not like Fram. I have not used a Fram oil filter in years. I'm not going to go into why. I'm just going to say, if you do use Fram and you want to know why I'm saying that, good. Just go on Google or YouTube and look up Fram oil filter collapse. The inside actually collapses, and it causes your engine to be starved of oil, and that's not good. So I don't use Fram. I always use pretty good oil filters, and I never really had a serious problem. But I will say I was always in the market for something new, something better, something longer lasting than the typical, 3,000 or 5,000 miles. And so in this Toyota Tundra Nation Facebook group, there was a lot of people talking about AMSoil. Now, I had no idea what AMSoil was. I think I had heard about it years ago. Never really looked into it, but I followed some links that was posted in this, in this chain of the original post for AMSoil, and I was realizing, guys, it had thousands of reviews and was still at 5 stars. Thousands of reviews, 5 stars. That caught my attention. So I said, okay, I'm going to look into this further. So I started going back and forth with a rep that I'm sure Ginger will put a link in somewhere for this, or you can contact me. We're still working on how we can get a link through him. I'm not sure that's going to work, but for now, if you're interested, leave a comment down below if Ginger hasn't inserted anything, or message us directly and we can get you hooked up with, an AMSoil dealer. But nonetheless, I started talking to him, and I had realized, this is pretty cool. So AMSoil has lots and lots and lots of different oil changes for pretty much every gasoline car. I believe they do diesel as well. They have lots of different packages. They got the cheapy economic package, but they go all the way up to, listen to this, 36,000 mile or 1 year. Whatever comes first, oil change. So that means if you go 35,000 miles in 11 and a half months, you only have to change your oil one time when that year rolls around, or 36,000. That's a lot. But anyway, that's a lot. That's something that I've never seen before. So it intrigued me, and I actually bought this. This is for my truck. I put this in Ginger's van, which is actually some of the photos that Ginger will be using, because I didn't take any pictures for my truck because I didn't know we were going to really be doing this. I hadn't used it before. But this is for my truck, and this is the 12,000, because they have 36,000 or 12,000 mile 1 year oil changes. Now, I know, like, I looked at this at first and it was over $100, okay? But here's the thing. As homesteaders and as people who are trying to be as economical as possible, right? I'm going out there and I have a pretty good setup. You know, if you've ever done your own oil change on your car, the first time on any car you get can be very discouraging. The previous person over torqued the oil filter cap. The previous person over torqued the drain plug. Happens all the time, right? In this case, both of them happened with my Tundra. Also, you know, the Tundra has a dust shield under it, and it's a pain to undo. It's just a mess. That is something that I really would like to limit how much I have to do. And even with a good system, and even with ramps that I put the truck up on, and even with, you know, the right tools and things, it is, you know, 15, 20-minute job. On top of that, I have drain oil to deal with. I have to get all my tools out. It's just, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of cleanup. So again, if I can get this down to 1 year as opposed to 2 or 3 times a year, and truthfully, I did some math, and it's honestly cheaper, to be honest. If you go on a year basis, it's cheaper. So yeah, I think it was like $130 for my truck's package, but I only got to do it once a year because I'm not going to go over 12,000 miles. Even with this move, I'm not going over 12,000 miles. I don't drive it that much. I don't drive that much. I knew I would fall under that, and I knew it would be fine for a year. But if you are a driver, if you maybe do Uber on the side or Lyft on the side or Grubhub or something like that, maybe you do drive, you know, 20, 30,000 miles a year. And truthfully, I don't think that pricing for that package is that much more than the 12,000 miles. But to me, it was just kind of overkill. I don't need that because I know I'm not going to go over that. They have lots of packages, guys, for different cars. They've got, like I said, they have an economy one if you're just trying to get an oil change done cheap. They have an economy one. And here's the thing. If you look up your car, whatever it is, I challenge you to go on eBay, right? Or call your local junkyard and say, how much is a used engine for a whatever you have? You know, some cars are cheaper than others, but I know for my truck, it is very expensive just for the engine. That doesn't include anybody putting it in, right? That's just for the part. It's several $1,000s, and I don't have that kind of money. I want to keep my truck running good as efficiently as I can. So, guys, here's what happened. Here's the long and short of this. I went out, had a headache changing this oil because for the first time, like I said, the guy, whoever had it before me, over-torqued everything. Things were breaking. It was a mess. I got the right parts. I didn't over-torque anything. So it made it easier because I had done a regular oil change on this truck when I got it. It wasn't AMSoil. And then I got AMSoil about probably when it was due again. It was probably a little underdue, but I had AMSoil and we were getting ready to make another trip to Kentucky, so I just did it. But it was very easy. That's the point. It was very easy once I had already done it. So I'm trying not to, I don't want you to be discouraged by having to do it, is why I'm saying that. But it's very easy once you have a system. So I did this in the truck, got it done, and to be honest, it's been in there. It's working on 2 months, actually a little over 2 months now. And before we took this last trip to Kentucky, I checked the oil just to check the level. This oil didn't even look like it looked new. And I'm not exaggerating. It looked new. It looked clean. And I'm just like, I'm blown away because I've changed my oil for a long time. Sometimes I got lazy and took it somewhere else and had them do it. But generally speaking, I changed my own oil quite a bit. And I know what used oil looks like. This stuff was clean. And my engine, you know, my truck has 170,000 miles on it. It's not a new truck. For Toyota, you could argue it is, but it's not a new truck. So, you know, they have tons of different kinds of oil. Please look it up. It will save you guys a lot of time and a lot of money. They also have flushes. A lot of times they can hook you up with those. if you're getting one of these packages. There is a flush where you put it in your engine oil, run your car for 15 minutes, and then change your oil. That worked really well. I did that in the truck and in Ginger's van. They also have different things like injector cleaners, fuel system cleaners. I just tried that in my truck. We'll see how that goes. But honestly, guys, this is it. I've used Royal Purple. I've used Amazon. Like I said, for the last few years, I've just used Amazon or Walmart oil. I've used these different kinds of oils, but I've never seen something like this. So that's why we are bringing it to you, because I think it will help you. If you are like me and you're a DIY guy or gal, this is your thing. Because like I said, if I can get down to just being under that truck once a year to change the oil, and in Ginger's van once a year to change the oil, I'm all for it. Because again, $140, I mean, I was spending $50 or $60 by the time I buy a decent fuel filter. So it really just makes a whole lot of sense just to do it right the first time. Do it once. You don't have to get under it again. Don't have to worry about it. And like I said, if you are like, well, 12,000 miles, this ain't enough, they got a 36,000 just for you. So please contact us. Leave a comment down below if you'd like some more information about this. And, we can get you hooked up. I do have a contact who is an AMSoil rep. I would like to do that. Maybe we'll do that in the future, but with the move, we just can't do that right now. We've got too many irons in the fire. But, I'm not looking to really make anything off of this. Just trying to spread some information to you. No, I'm not making any money on this. This is, at least at this point, I'm not making any money on this. And I just kind of want to put this out there because this has really been a huge help for us. Huge help. And, I also just want to add this before we go. I got the same package, 12,000 miles for Ginger's van. Like I said, once a year, okay, 1 year oil change, 12,000 miles, whatever comes first. And I think hers was under $100, or maybe it was just over. But I also got an extra oil, an extra quart for her van, just, if she needs to top it off somewhere along the line. But yeah, it's like $100. So if you're not driving a big truck like mine, maybe you've got a van or a small sedan or something, it's probably even cheaper than that. Mine might have been on the high side for the truck because, like I said, Ginger, it's a 6-cylinder, and it's a no-brainer really. So again, if you'd like some more information, leave a comment down below. Let us know. We can hook you up, and we appreciate you watching, guys. Thanks for watching More Love Homestead. We will see you in the next one. God bless you all. Have a great day.